East Coast washout. Feasibly done. Reviewing the Cup. All this coming up this week on Horses and Courses.
This is the OTB Television Network.
One back, boss.
The Off-Track Betting Television Network presents Horses and Courses, OTB Thoroughbred News with your host, Jack Wolfeseater. And now with a look at this week's news in the thoroughbred industry, here's Jack.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of Horses and Courses with our brand new opening that we update for you every year after the Breeders' Cup has been concluded. And of course, a bit later on in the program, we will review the 7 championship races from this past Saturday. And in case you missed the televising them on NBC, you can set your VCRs because each race will be shown in its entirety. That's coming up probably in about half an hour or so here on the program. As for our other racing action this past weekend, was pretty much a washout here on the East Coast with the rainstorm on Saturday and Sunday, just taking all the races that we were hoping to see run on the grass, run over quagmire conditions in the mud and slop from Laurel and Churchill and Aqueduct. Then, of course, we got to Hollywood Park for their nice stake races that surrounded the Breeders' Cup on Saturday and Sunday. We'll show you those races and then on to the big day itself. All right, we'll start right in, going down to Laurel to one of these washed-out races. It was unfortunately, it was the Laurel Turf Cup handicap, too. A scheduled mile-and-a-half grasser, $100,000 in guaranteed purse money. Now you turn it back to 1.25 miles on the main track, which of course was listed as muddy. So in Maryland, let's check on Dave Rodman with his call of the Laurel Turf Cup.
Double Leaf showing the way. Double Leaf passing the 5-ace marker. Menace the Dennison, Royal Ruffy, and Flashing River ask for some run to the inside, 2 off the lead. Pen 53 and Algar's down inside. Algar's asked to pick it up. He's going to move through between horses entering the far turn. And Charles Quest, last of all, is Gleaming Key. Into the turn now. Let's see how far Double Leaf can go. Menace the Dennis and Flashing River running at both sides of him now. Menace the Dennis on the outside. Flashing River gets that good rail trip. Algar looming a threat in 4th. Pen 53 is next, and Charles Quest has improved from last position, but still 6 lengths from the front. 1/4 mile to run here at Laurel, and Algar's going to switch to the outside. Algar's putting in his bid 3 wide. Here he comes, and he's taking the lead as they turn for home. Flashing River and Menace the Dentist next. Pen 53, the others not doing it. 3/16 to go. Algar's put to the drive. Algar, good response in the final furlong for Prado, and Edgar Prado's looking for 4 today. Algar moving over inside. Flashing River. Algar toward the rail. Flashing River down inside, giving it a good game try, but it's Algar. Algar, really good form right now for Algar. Prado gets 4 today.
Hey, here's Algar, 2 in a row. We saw him last time, a couple of weeks ago, winning the Maryland Million Classic. Now comes right back here in the off the grass race and gets the victory, 1.5 lengths. Edgar Prado in the irons. Flashing River was second. Menace the Dennis finishing in the 3rd position. 2 minutes, 5 seconds flat, the running time for Algar in the Laurel Turf Cup. I hate to say Turf Cup, but that's the name of the race. All right, on Sunday afternoon in Maryland, the Japan Racing Association Stakes was held. Again, it was scheduled at 1.25 miles on the grass, but that's not going to happen. $50,000 the added purse on the race, and it was for 3-year-olds. So here we go again, back in Maryland. We're at the same distance now, 1.25 miles over the slop. And again, here's Dave with the call.
5 furlongs from home, and it's Go and Irish Silence. They're matching stride. Sovereign Storm chasing. Red Classic, Sharp Prospectus, and Dr. Merv remains last. Not a lot has changed. Heading to the half-mile pole. Go and Irish Silence, and it is Sovereign Storm who's still chasing the pace 3 wide. Red Classic shoved upon for run, and Sharp Prospectus has now taken the 4th spot. Red Classic under a ride is dropped back second last position. There's 3/8 of a mile to go, and it's still Go. Irish Silence second. Sovereign Storm and Sharp Prospectus got a winning shot now. Top of the stretch, 1/4 of a mile to run. Go and Sharp Prospectus with Sovereign Storm. It's Go or Sharp Prospectus. Which one do you like as they turn for home? Go, Sharp Prospectus. They're set for a stretch battle. 3/16 to go. Sharp Prospectus go down to the inside trying to dig down. Go, Mario Pino down to the final furlong. Sharp Prospectus, Edgar Prado on the outside. Go, go, go! Down to the 16th pole, and Go is gone. Go from Sharp Prospectus. Go is gone wire to win at a length and a half. Sharp Prospectus, Sovereign Storm.
Go! A length and a half score. Mario Pino in the irons on Go. This guy is making a tour of the East Coast. He's a California horse racing at Hollywood, Del Mar, Santa Anita. Not doing too badly out there. Came to Belmont and tried the Jamaica, and that wasn't any good. He was second in the Ascot out at Bay Meadows on the grass, and now gets this slop win at Maryland in the Japan Racing Association. So a well-traveled national horse here is Go. Sharp Prospectus was second. Sovereign Storm will be your show horse under the wire. Go with his length and a half triumph and sent off at 7-5. Goes the 1.25 miles in 2:05 and 3. All right, from Laurel, let's go out to Louisville and check on Saturday afternoon's running of the Churchill Downs Distaff Handicap. Fillies and mares are going a flat mile with a very nice $200,000 added purse on the race. Here's Kurt Becker in Louisville with the race call.
And they're off. And Duck Trap shows for the lead on the inside with Sky Blue Pink now moving up with City Band on the outside, and City Band comes forward to lead it. City Band to the front along with Sky Blue Pink. They're stride for stride onto the main track as Everhope moves up third ahead outside of Feasibility Study. Now Vivace moves up along the rail within 3.5 lengths of the leaders into fifth. Gap of 2 to Valid Bonnet, then Mama's Pro and NASCRA Colors, joined by Crypto's Red Jet, who's wide for the run up the back stretch. So is JJ's Dream, who's 10 lengths from the lead. Then Mariuka, Debit My Account are next, heading into the far turn, and they are followed by Duck Trap, who now drops out to the back with 3 fanfares after 1/4 in 22 4.5 in 46 seconds. Midway on the far turn, City Band gets the lead by a neck. Sky Blue Pink is second on the inside by 3/4 of a length. Then Feasibility Study goes a wide third, along with Everhope, who's on the far outside in fourth. Vivace stays toward the rail in fifth with 3 lengths to make up. Into the stretch, City Band chased by Feasibility Study. These two at the front. Sky Blue Pink is third. Then Everhope, Vivace, and Mama's Pro, who's on the far outside, followed by JJ's Dream. But at the 16th pole, here's Feasibility Study with a 3-length lead. Then Mama's Pro and JJ's Dream. But Feasibility Study wins the Churchill Downs Distaff.
Hey, here's Feasibility Study getting a nice 3-length score. Robbie Alvarado in the irons for Bill Mott, who of course was busy out in Southern California on Saturday afternoon. Feasibility Study, this has been a very nice marketing job by trainer Bill Mott. It's his 5th win out of 9 starts in '97. Feasibly done with Feasibility Study. Was second in the Spinster. Had won 2 in a row before that. Now they're picking their spots very, very nicely, getting the job. Ran a winning race at Turfway Park earlier on in the fall. So not bad job at all with feasibility study. JJ's Dream second, Mama's Pro third, 1:37 and 3. The running time for feasibility study, winning the Churchill Downs Distaff on Saturday afternoon. All right, Sunday afternoon at Delaware Park, a good stake was run, the Robert G. Dick Memorial Handicap, mile and a furlong, $100,000, the guaranteed purse on the race. Filly and Mares going postward in this one is John Curran down at Delaware with the call.
They've got just over a half mile to go. Now it's still hunting home. The long shot part of the entry leads it by about 3. And Double Stake is edging closer second. 2 more to Il Dayan. Winter Melody looking to move up. Cedar Point making a 3-wide move. Power play between horses are really bunching up now. As they make their way into the turn, Double Stake has taken command. Winter Melody is right there with Il Dayan alongside third. Power play still down on the inside fourth. Cedar Point racing wide in fifth. Sad Refrain looks to move up from the back, taking over sixth. Then comes Clarify trying to kick in and reside. Quarter to go and Double Stake leads it for Joe Rocco, the 6-1, 12-4. Double Stake by about a length and a half. Winter Melody is trying on the outside second. Power play is hanging a bit between horses, it seems. Down on the inside, Clarify trying to kick in, followed by Il Dayan. Just over 16th to go. Double Stake and Rocco is all out. Winter Melody, Clarify closing down on the inside, but Double Stake won't be caught today. Double Stake will win it. Winter Melody getting second with Clarify third.
Well, if it's slop and Double Stake is in a race, you better go ahead and bet her, because she just relishes this type of going. Sent off surprisingly at 3-1, and she scores by 2 over Winter Melody. That's probably why, because Winter Melody, as you know, has run very, very well in the slop herself at all distances. But the best she can do on Sunday is finish second behind Double Stake. Clarify gets the third position. 1:52 and 3. Double Stakes running time on Sunday in the Robert Dick down at Delaware. All right, from Delaware, let's go out to Hollywood Park, and we'll show you all the preliminary races on Saturday and Sunday afternoon out at the Inglewood Oval. First up, we've got the Desert Stormer handicap. This started the afternoon off. First, we should say the morning off last Saturday at Hollywood Park. Fillies and Mares, they're sprinting a distance of 6.5 furlongs. It's a $100,000 guaranteed purse on the race. Here's Luke Krybosh with the call of the Desert Stormer.
Off and running in the Desert Stormer. Stop Traffic broke on top from the outside. Advancing Star, Flashing Speed, Raw Gold hustled away at the rail. Madame Pandit came away 2.5 off the pace in fourth, and Tiffany Diamond the trailer. Up the backstretch at a quick tempo. Raw Gold, a nose in front. Advancing Star pressing hard early from the outside. Stop Traffic racing third, a length and a half off the top pair now. Madame Pandit settling back into fourth, and Tiffany Diamond the trailer. First quarter punched down in 21 4/5 seconds. Advancing Star takes over by an Eck. Raw Gold right there at the rail in second. Stop Traffic in behind the top pair in third. Madame Pandit starts to pick it up, racing fourth, and Tiffany Diamond into the far turn. Advancing Star just an Eck in front. Raw Gold right there glued to her on the inside. 3 back. Stop Traffic is third. Madame Pandit on the far outside, and Tiffany Diamond to the top of the lane in the Desert Stormer. Advancing Star just a neck in front. Raw Gold right there slugging it out with her on the inside. Stop Traffic starts to gain in third, and Madame Pandit down the center of the racetrack. Advancing Star going clear. Raw Gold couldn't go with her. Stop Traffic on the outside. Advancing Star from Stop Traffic. Advancing Star to score in the Desert Stormer. She won it by 2 to Stop Traffic. Tiffany Diamond got up there.
Advancing Star gets another win by 2, owned by the John and Betty Mavey Golden Eagle Farm. Dick Mandela starting the day off with a win here, and DeSormo in the irons, the even money favorite, rolls to victory here in the Desert Stormer. Stop Traffic was second. Finishing third, we had Tiffany Diamond, 1:14 and 4, the running time for Advancing Star in the Desert Stormer. The 9th race Saturday afternoon at Hollywood was the Hollywood Preview Stakes. 2-year-olds going postward at 7 furlongs in this race. $100,000 is the guaranteed purse. And again, here's Luke describing the action.
Off and running in the Hollywood preview. Fast start for Grady on the inside. Search Me to the extreme outside. Committed Size, Flashing Speed. And it's Oleoji, Buttons and Moe's in Cape Town. Up out of the main track they go. Committed Size, now the head in front, being pressed by Oleoji on the inside. Search Me came away 2 lengths off the pace in third. Buttons and Moe's racing fourth by 3. Cape Town has 6 to make up, and Grady's at the back of the pack. Midway up the backstretch they go. They clicked off the opening quarter in a fast 21-4. Oleoji, the neck in front now with Committed Size, pressing hard in second. Buttons and Moe's in behind the top pairs, heels in third. Search Me racing fourth by 3. Cape Town now 7 lengths off the pace, and Grady driving at the back of the pack. Round the far turn, half mile, 44 seconds flat. Committed Size kicks on to lead it by 1. Oleoji not going with him. Buttons and Moe's now charging up into second. Search Me under a drive on the outside, 3 wide and 5 back to Grady at the top of the lane, turning for home. Committed Size leads the way by 1.5 lengths. Buttons and Moe's up to tackle him, and Search Me up to join the fray on the outside. Final furlong. Committed Size shaken up by David Flores, tackled by Buttons and Moe's. Committed Size digging in. Buttons and Moe's trying to go by. Committed Size tough and hanging on to it. Committed Size to win the Hollywood preview.
Committed Size out of Bob Baffert's barn gets the victory here, sent off the 9-5 favorite. A length score. Was third in the Del Mar Futurity this past summer. Not a bad looking 2-year-old here, going the 7 furlongs and 121-3 with David Flores in the irons. Buttons and Moe's and Search Me were the place and show 2-year-olds in the preview stakes. And finally, to wrap up Saturday's action, the 9th race on the card was the Steinlen handicap on the grass at 1 mile and 1/16, $150,000 in guaranteed purse monies. Again, here's Luke describing the race for us.
Flag is up. Off and running in the Steinlen handicap. It's a good start. Sherakan out to grab a short lead. Boggle, Flashing Speed, Mufatish is right there early. Bienvenido is 4th at the rail. Gastown's racing 5th to the outside. And it's a gap of a couple back to Tyconic, who's angled down towards the rail. Via Lombardi is second last, and Puissant is at the back of the pack. Rounding the clubhouse turn, Sherakan and David Flores clear by 1. Mufatish, a clear cut second and moving smoothly. Gastown inches up third to the outside. Bienvenido tucked in 2.5 off the pace in 4th. Boggle is racing 5th by 2. Tyconic with 6 to make up now, and behind that comes Via Lombardi and Puissant at the back of the quarter in a leisurely 24 seconds flat up the backstretch. Sherakan controlling the fractions, leads it by 1 1/4. Mufatish is second. They picked up the tempo. It's 47-1 for the halftime. Gastown racing in 3rd. Bienvenido's 4th by 2. Boggle is dropping back into the pack now, followed by Tyconic, then Via Lombardia and Puissant at the back of the pack. Into the far turn they go. It's still Sherakan. 3 parts of length in front, tackled early by Mufatish, who's gaining on the outside. Gastown starts to rev it up from 3rd, and Bienvenido on the inside. 2 back to Tyconic, and Via Lombardia is coming on. At the top of the lane, Sherakan set down for the drive, tackled by Mufatish, and Mufatish is pushing on by to take the lead. Gastown now, Bienvenido splitting horses and coming gamely, and Via Lombardia rolling from the back of the pack. Mufatish, Bienvenido surging on the outside. Bienvenido up to nail it in the final strides over Mufatish.
Bienvenido, Ron McAnally tightening the girth on this runner for his 5th win in just 7 lifetime starts. Chris McCarron doing the riding chores for Ron on Saturday. 3 parts of a length, the winning margin. Mufatish finishing in the 2nd spot. Sherakan gets the show money. Bienvenido goes the 1 mile and 1/16 in a very snappy 1:39.4. All right, Sunday afternoon at Hollywood, we had the Las Barrera handicap as the featured race. These are 3-year-olds. They're going 1 mile and 1/16, 100 grander, and just 4 horses in the race. Let's take a look. Again, here's Luke with the call.
Off and running in the Las Barrera. It's a good start with Ready Eddie bounding out to his short lead. Wild Rush is right there on the far outside. Then it's Tiburon, and Kukulkan drops back to trail early. Backing around the first turn, Ready Eddie, 3 parts of a length in front. Tiburon right off his flank and inching up now in second. Wild Rush content to lag back early in third, and Kukulkan at the back of the pack. Wheeling to the backstretch through the opening quarter in a solid 22-4. Ready Eddie and Chris McCarron striding away to lead him by now 2 lengths. Tiburon racing in second, Wild Rush unhurried in third, and 2 farther back to Kukulkan, who's now 6 lengths off the pace as they sort themselves out up the backstretch. Ready Eddie opening up now by 3. Wild Rush is moving up into second on the outside. Tiburon racing third by 2, and Kukulkan 5 off the pace, the trailer. Through the half mile in a fast 45-4, and Ready Eddie is collared now by Wild Rush and Tiburon, and Wild Rush up to take the lead 3 wide. Ready Eddie, Tiburon going with him stride for stride, and a gap of 4 back to Kukulkan as they bank off the far turn. Wild Rush, the nose in front. Ready Eddie going with him on the inside. Tiburon put to a drive and backpedaling, and Kukulkan starts to roll from the back of the pack past the quarter pole in the Las Barrera. Wild Rush getting a stiff test here from Ready Eddie, and Kukulkan sweeping up to join the fray. Kukulkan accelerates, and he's up to take the lead with a burst of speed. Kukulkan drawing away by 3. Ready Eddie couldn't go with him. Wild Rush is relegated back to third past the 16th pole. Kukulkan in a powerful effort. Kukulkan winning the Las Barrera. He won it by 4 over Ready Eddie. And
Kukulkan, Alex Solis on board, gets a 4-length score for Ron McAnally, this 3-year-old son of Cox's Ridge. Now 3 wins out of his last 4 starts, and that other one was a second. He's gone through the maiden ranks, the allowance ranks, an optional claiming race, and now is a stakes winner of the Las Barrera. Ready Eddie finishing in the place spot, the 3-5 favorite from Mandela's Bond. Wild Rush, a well-beaten third here in just a 4-horse field. Kukulkan sent off at 3-1, goes the mile and the 16th in a minute 42 seconds flat. All right, let's take our first break here. When we come out the break, we've got our action from Aqueduct on Saturday, Sunday, and Tuesday, Veterans Day of this week. Then we'll get into our Breeders' Cup review. Don't go away. Much, much more to come. Be right back after this.
Capital OTB comes up with a mid-month out-of-state special event on Saturday, November 15th. It's the $90,000 guaranteed Grade 1 Invitational Red Stripe Super Stakes from Caymanas Racecourse in the Cayman Islands. This mile-and-a-quarter contest will provide win, play, show, exact, and trifecta wagering. The race call with track announcer Brian Wickman will be live to all regions, the OTB Television Network, WVKZ Radio, and televised to all Simulcast branch locations. Don't miss the Red Stripe Super Stakes Saturday, November 15th. Approximate post time is 4:30.
You bet. OTB. Any race, any place.
All right, on Saturday afternoon down at Aqueduct, they ran 6 races, and 2 of them were stakes, the 5th and 6th race. First up, the 5th race was the Sport Page handicap, 7-furlong sprint for our older horses, a $100,000 added purse on the Sport Page. Full field here. Let's take a look. Here's John Imbrial with the call of the Sport Page.
They're off. Bombay Gold goes for the lead. Stalwart Member now moving up. Oro de Mexico on the outside with Score a Birdie. Then it's Cold Execution in behind in 5th. On the inside is Wide Change in 6th. Glanmire is 7th. Gold Token is 8th. And King Roller and Basquian Down the backstretch, Stalwart Member has taken the lead, and Stalwart Member is in front by a length and a half. Then it's a Score of Birdie, and Oro de Mexico heads apart second and third. Glanmeyer on the move from fourth. Bombay Gold now racing in fifth, and the opening quarter went in 22 and 4. Into the far turn, Stalwart Member with the lead here by a length and a half. Oro de Mexico and Glanmeyer heads apart. On the inside is Bombay Gold gaining ground. Gold Token advances on the outside. Then it's a wide change and Score a Birdie as they come for the quarter pole. The half mile in 45 and 3. Stalwart Member is in front by 4 lengths. Bombay Gold. Then Oro de Mexico and Gold Token, followed by Wide Change. Then Baskian inside the 8th pole. It's Stalwart Member in front by 5 or 6 lengths. Baskian on the outside, Wide Change in between horses Bombay Gold and Oro de Mexico, but Stalwart Member wins and wins by 5.
Well, look at this, Stalwart Member. We last saw him on Showcase Day when he was second in the Hudson Handicap. That's right, he's a state bred, winning here in open company in the Sport Page by 4 easy lengths. Aaron Grider in the irons. Baskian was second. Wide Change gets the show money. Stalwart Member cruising the 7 panels in a minute 22 seconds flat. The first flight was the 6th race on Saturday, Scott. Another sprint. This time we've got the gals going postward for the 7-panel run. $100,000 again in added purse money. And again, Mr. Imbrial gives us the call.
And they're off. Silent City and Dixie Flag. Down on the inside, it is Top Secret. Dixie Flag gets the early lead. Top Secret runs in second. Silent City is third. And Aldiza trails the field. They move down the backstretch. Dixie Flag by a length. Top Secret is second by a neck. Then it's Silent City running in third. Gap of 3.5 to Aldiza, the trailer, in fourth. The opening quarter went in 22 and 1. Dixie Flag leads by 2 lengths now. Silent City races in second. It's a length and a half to Top Secret, now in third. Aldiza still in fourth. They move around the far turn with a Dixie Flag trying to take them wire to wire here. She's in front now by 2 lengths. Silent City is second by 2.5. Aldiza moves to third. Then it's Top Secret. Half mile, 45 and 1. They're at the quarter pole. Dixie Flag in front here by 2 lengths. Silent City is second. It's 4 lengths to Aldiza. Top Secret is dropped back to fourth. Dixie Flag opens up here. She's in front now by 4 lengths. Silent City is second, then Aldiza. Dixie Flag on to victory in the first flight handicap.
Dixie Flag out of Jerkensbond. You know she always loved to splop. Remember earlier this year in the Cumley, she just destroyed the field. Well, here she is in the first flight, just rolling to another open lengths victory here by 5. Sent off at 6-5. Mike Luzzy doing the riding honors for Jerkins. Silent City and Aldiza were the place and show fillies. They could have gone around again. They weren't going to go by Dixie Flag. She just inhales this kind of track as she goes the 7 panels in 1:22 and 4. All right, on Sunday afternoon, we had 2-year-old fillies going postward in the Tempted Stakes. A mile, the distance, again, 100 grander. And again, is John with the call.
And they're off. Dancing with Ruth on the outside, sprints to the early lead. Lavish Numbers, Marigold Princess, second and third. Then it's One Run Baby, Ann and Soft Senorita. The leader is Dancing with Ruth. She's in front here as she's angled over to the inside now. Dancing with Ruth by a length. Marigold Princess second. Lavish Numbers on the move from third. Ann, the favorite, is fourth. One Run Baby races fifth, then trailing the field, Soft Senorita. Opening quarter, 22 and 4. Dancing with Ruth is in front by a length and a half. Marigold Princess and Lavish Numbers heads apart second and third. Then it's 3 lengths to Aunt Anne in fourth. Then it's One Run Baby and Soft Senorita, half mile, 45 and 4. And moving around the far turn, Dancing with Ruth has been in front every step, and she's in front now by about 4 lengths. Marigold Princess joined on the inside by Aunt Anne. Then it's Lavish Numbers, Soft Senorita, and One Run Baby. Dancing with Ruth has the lead as they turn for home, and the lead is 6 lengths. Aunt Anne on the inside under the whip in second. Then it's Soft Senorita, followed by One Run Baby. Inside the 8th pole, Dancing with Ruth leads by 5 lengths. Soft Senorita now second, and Anne is third. Dancing with Ruth, wire to win the Tempted Stakes.
Well, Dancing with Ruth, she's been daylighting her foes down in New Jersey at Monmouth and the Meadowlands. She's run on the fast track, she's run on the turf, and now she wins by 2 in the slop. Doesn't seem to matter what she's running on. She just rolls home to another score. Tommy Turner in the irons for Ben Perkins Jr. Very nice 2-year-old filly here by the Northern Dancer stallion, Thorn Dance. Finishing second, we had Soft Senorita. Then Auntie Anne comes home for the show money. Running time for Dancing with Ruth as she's dancing over that surface, 1:37 and 2. All right, now on Tuesday we celebrate Veterans Day, and so the 2-year-old colt's turn to go postward here in the Nashua Stakes. Again, same as the fillies, a flat mile, $100,000 in added purse money. Here's Tom Durkin back from California with the call of the Nashua.
And they're off. It was a smooth beginning for Coronado's Quest. Not Tricky flashing some early speed. And Not Tricky will be the early leader. Coronado's Quest down inside, toward the outside, Risky By and Overlord. In and among horses, Dice Dancer. Not Tricky is the leader. Toward the outside, Risky By, the field leaving the chute onto the main track now. The opening quarter, 22 3/5 seconds. Not Tricky's pace is a strong one early. Heavily favored Coronado's Quest tracking him second. But Not Tricky's getting away. Just a bit, 2-length lead. Coronado's Quest running along in second. Risky By, Overlord on the outside. And Dice Dancer gets a nudge there. Past the half-mile pole, and Not Tricky continues to blaze the way. Now Mike Smith says go with Coronado's Quest. The half went in 45 and 2. It's still Not Tricky the leader. Coronado's Quest right there just off his flank, second 2.5 lengths. Then Dice Dancer running in third. As they approach the top of the stretch, Coronado's Quest has now passed Not Tricky. It is Coronado's Quest in front by a neck and under a hand ride. Not Tricky second on the inside, 3 lengths back to Dice Dancer. Off the turn and into the stretch. Coronado's Quest veers over to the inside, but well clear of Not Tricky now. Dice Dancer, the other two struggling into the final furlong. Mike Smith gives a tap to the big favorite here. Coronado's Quest maintains a clear lead. Not Tricky and Dice Dancer, and they're coming down to the finish, and Coronado's Quest gets the job done here. He wins by 3 over Not Tricky. And
well, he's still not behaving in the paddock and in the post parade, but when he gets in the gate and the doors open, this son of 49er is all business. Coronado's Quest, a handy 3-length score, sent off at 1-9 in the Nashua on Tuesday with Mike Smith. Not a bad string of days for Mr. Smith. 4 wins out of 5 lifetime starts, and of course was trounced very nicely by Favorite Trick and the Hopeful. The only blemish on Coronado's Quest dance card, but an up-and-coming 2-year-old to be sure. Not Tricky was second. Dice Dancer finished in the 3rd spot. Coronado's Quest, a flat mile in 1:37 seconds flat. All right, let's take our second break right here. When we come out to break, we've got our action from Hollywood Park, the 1997 running of the Breeders' Cup. Hope you've got your VCRs set in case you missed the telecast this past Saturday. We'll be right back with a complete review of all 7 championship races from Hollywood. Don't go away. Be right back after this.
Welcome to Grimaldi's. We've sold a lot of winning lottery tickets in this store. 109,000 in the Take 5 game.
I'd take it. Better than a stick in the eye.
They've had 2 big winners, and I'm figuring that I'm going to be the 3rd.
Hi, Andy. How are you today?
Find that dog yet?
Not yet.
Looking.
How you be?
I have a couple ones for us.
Can I have some?
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
I would like to have the Take 5.
Lottery's been good to us and to our customers.
You know, without the lottery's contribution to education, our school taxes would be out of sight.
If I would, we go out to dinner.
Sounds good. In Hawaii.
Now, there's more racing into the wee small hours of the morning at Capital Off-Track Betting. Every Friday and Saturday night, there's live racing from Los Alamitos with quarter horse racing and thoroughbred racing from Australia. Beginning at 12 midnight, you can watch the racing from these 2 tracks on the OTB television network. And there's more. You can wager in advance each day at your nearest OTB branch location, and day and night each day with the Phonomet operation. Don't miss the live racing from Los Alamitos and Australia every Friday and Saturday at midnight with Capital Off-Track Betting.
Over 51,000 people were in attendance at Hollywood Park on Saturday afternoon, and just or Saturday morning, we should say, because the actual first race went off at 10 a.m. out there, the Desert Stormer, which we just showed earlier on the program. We got underway with the juvenile fillies at about 5 minutes to 11 California time, and what a way to start the day. The juvenile fillies, of course, at 1 1/16 for $1 million purse, and the big favorite in the race was Countess Diana. But boy, little did we know how big this filly is. Let's take a look. Here's Tom Durkin with the call of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies.
Vivid Angel tossing her head just a bit, and they're off. And Countess Diana comes out running on the lead. Nancy's Glitter is sent early. Vivid Angel and Bay Harbor down toward the inside as the field moves into the clubhouse turn. Bay Harbor cuts the corner and will be the early leader. Countess Diana is running second. And then it's Nancy's Glitter, the filly from Florida, 3rd on the outside. Career Collection is rating just off the lead, running in 4th. Canadian Kirby's Song is 5th, about 5 lengths from the lead. Then it's a break of 4 to Vivid Angel. She rides the rails in 5th position. Lilia Gold on the outside, running in 6th. Leggy Lovelock settles back near the back of the pack in 7th position. Beautiful Pleasure now launching a bit as they begin their run down the backstretch from 10th. Then it's Diamond on the run, followed by Primally. Marie J is running toward the back of the pack. Cariel and Belizean Beauty are the trailers. The quarter, 22 and 4. And over this speedy Hollywood strip today, a 46-second half mile. And there goes Countess Diana charging toward the lead as the field moves for the far turn. It is Countess Diana with the short lead. Bay Harbor down toward the inside. Beautiful Pleasure is putting in her bid. There goes Career Collection now. And Kirby's Song is also in with the chance as they round the far turn. It is Countess Diana with the lead, confronted by Career Collection on the outside. Kirby's Song is running in 3rd. Then it's Beautiful Pleasure on the outside, 4th. Marie J putting in her bid. Nancy's Glitter giving it up. And Vivid Angel in the field turns for home with a championship on the line here. And Countess Diana is up to the test, and she spurts away, shrugging off the challenge of Career Collection. Then farther back, Primally coming up the inside. Oh, a dazzling effort here by Countess Diana. She rambles home to an impressive 8-length victory here.
Boy, the fillies, as they turn 3, they're going to have to do an awful lot of catching up to come on equal footing with this gal, because she is just far and away the best 2-year-old filly that we have out this season. She was beaten just once. That was by Lovelock in Kentucky on an off-track in which she lost a shoe. So she's had 6 starts to the post this year with 5 wins in that unlucky lost shoe second, where she was just beaten a half length, and she just humbles the opposition here by 8.5 lengths. Shane Sellers, of course, has been on her every step of the way, but trainer Pat Byrne. Career Collection, who won on Cal Cup Day. Nice Calbred coming back here and getting second best money, and then Primally finishing in the show position. Countess Diana, what type of 3-year-old gal will she be? She goes the 1 1/16 in 1 minute 42 seconds flat, and of course, without question, she is the juvenile filly champion, the 2-year-old filly champion for 1997. All right, next up, the $1 million 6-furlong sprint, a race in which when the doors open, it's almost like a 3/4 mile quarter horse race because everyone just puts their runner to the engine. Let's take a look. Again, here's Tom with the call.
And they're off. Exotic Wood bobbled coming out of the starting gate. There goes Men's Exclusive, and Track Gal gunned toward the lead as the field moves up the back stretch, and it is Track Gal to the front. He's a bull. In between horses, Men's Exclusive right there on the outside, now running in third. Exotic Wood on the far outside, fourth. Potter Reponse is fifth. On the inside, English Filly, Carmine Lake racing in sixth. And then it's Northern Athleta close to the pace, seventh. Richter Scale in mid-pack, he's eighth. On the far outside, Crafty Friend, 4 wide, ninth. And then it's Bet on Sunshine, 10th, and down toward the inside. Confide is 11th by 3. Then Trafalgar, followed by Royal Applause. Elmhurst is the trailer, 21-2. A spectacular first quarter here. They're coming to the top of the stretch, and Track Gal has lost the lead. It's Exotic Wood on the outside, and he's a bull. The half in 43 4/5 seconds. Confide is coming up the inside. Men's Exclusive and Bet on Sunshine is at the rail. Into the last furlong. It's He's a Bull with the short lead. Exotic Wood giving her all on the outside. Bet on Sunshine. And here comes Elmhurst storming down the outside. Elmhurst flying. And here's the line. Elmhurst gets there in the final strides.
Well, look at this. Can Janine Sahardi train a horse for the Breeders' Cup Sprint? As you heard Tom say, she did it last year with Lee de Justice and comes right back here with Elmhurst, who had his prep race, so we saw a couple of weeks ago, winning the ancient title over at Santa Anita, and now just flies home to get the half-length victory. Corey Nakatani riding for Janine in Evergreen Farms. He's a bull, thought he was going to win the race, and said, wow, what happened? Where did that guy come from? Has to settle for the second spot. And then Bet on Sunshine, who needed scratches just to get in the race, finishes in the third spot. Shows you what the selection committee knows. Elmhurst, Janine Sahardi, excellent job here, going the 6 panels in 1:08 and cha-ching, $35.20 on Elmhurst. Hey, way to go if you had her. All right, moving along, the distaff. 1 mile and 1/8 for our older gals. $1 million again, the guaranteed purse. Let's listen to Tom call this year's Breeders' Cup distaff.
And they're off. Sharp Cat, Radu Cool. Chris McCarron goes to the whip right from the gate to get the lead with Radu Cool. But Sharp Cat is there with her on the outside. Sharp Cat and Radu Cool, and they hook up going into the turn. On the outside, it's Asina. Her mate, Agina, comes through on the inside. Minister's Melody in between them, running in 5th. And Hidden Lake settles back in 6th. She's about 5.5 lengths off the early lead. Then a break of 2.5 back to stretch running Jewel Princess. And Clear Mandate is the trailer. Sharp Cat takes over as they begin their run into the back stretch, and she zipped a quarter in 22 3/5 seconds. Radu Cool made Sharp Cat run hard to get the early lead. Asina and Agina running together, 3rd and 4th. Minister's Melody on the outside is Hidden Lake, still about 5 lengths from the lead. She gets a gentle reminder from Richard Migliori. I'd like her a bit closer. A break of 4 back to Clear Mandate. Last year's defending champion, Jewel Princess, is 8 lengths behind her front-running stablemate. A wicked pace here, a 45 4/2 mile, as Sharp Cat continues to blaze the way into the far turn. On the outside, Asina taking a run at Sharp Cat as they round the turn. For the inside, Agina running in 3rd. Radu Cool is 4th, 3 lengths back to Minister's Melanie. Hidden Lake still about 7 lengths from the lead. She's toiling at this point and moving to her outside. Jewel Princess is coming with her run. She is 6 lengths behind as the field turns for home, and Sharp Cat is surrounded by challengers. Agina comes through on the inside with a bold move, and it is Agina in front at the 8th pole. Sharp Cat now running in 2nd. Farther back, Asina, and they're coming down to the finish, and it will be Agina, the upset winner. Agina wins here by 2, defeating Sharp Cat.
Well, here's Agina finishing up with a 2-length score with Mike Smith in the irons. This gal, not a superstar, but always around. She was second in the Alabama. She won the Oaks and the Mother Goose down at Belmont over a subject field that was not the greatest in strength. Last time out in the Beldam, she was beaten by Hidden Lake. So you see, she's always pecking around. And now when the big horses stub their toe, here she is rolling home to a nice 2-length score for Bill Mott and Alan Paulson. Sharp Cat, and we caution that this filly just cannot win at anything beyond a mile and a 16th. Runs as good as she possibly can run, but just the race is too long for her. Has to settle for the second position. And then Asina, the other part of the Paulson-Mott entry, finishing in the show position. The big disappointment, of course, Johnny Kimmel and Richard Migliore on Hidden Lake, and for one reason or another, she just did not fire at all after a very, very handsome campaign in 1997, and it's too bad we couldn't see her at her best on Breeders' Cup Day, because the performance she gave, as we all know, was way subpar for her, but racing is racing. And the day goes to Agena, winning the distaff in a time of 1:47 and 1. Mile Turf, flat mile, 12 horses going postward, $1 million in guaranteed purse monies is our next Breeders' Cup race. Let's take a look. Again, Tom's got the call.
Mile. And they're off. It's Wild Event and Lucky Coin on the far outside. Fantastic Fellow. Spinning World is up close as the field moves into the first turn. And Lucky Coin, with his usual early flair there, has the lead. It is Lucky Coin in front by length. Fantastic Fellow up close. And Spinning World sits back now, reined in to run in third. Soviet Line caught 5 wide early, moves up now on the outside. He's running third. Spinning World is fourth toward the inside through a quarter that went in 23 and 2. Helmsman rating in fifth. Magellan in the clear on the outside sixth. Jerry running seventh. He's about 7 lengths from the lead. Then Wild Event, Decorated Hero, Ninja, long striding El Angelo is 4 wide down the backstretch. Late running Pit Florana is even farther out into the course. They continue up the backstretch, and it is Lucky Coin, hounded by Fantastic Fellow through a half that went in a solid 46 and 3/5 seconds. Lucky Coin continues to control the pace as they head for the far turn here, and he lets it out a notch by a length and a half. Fantastic Fellow, and on the inside, Spinning World, and now Cash Asmussen guides him off the rail for a clear shot at Lucky Coin, who's continuing to move strongly on the lead. Jerry is picking it up. He's moving through an opening on the inside. Fantastic Fellow tails off. Decorated Hero is in with the shot, but they still have to reel in Lucky Coin, the leader, with 1 furlong to go. Davis still handwriting him, and here comes Spinning World. The European storms to the lead in the final furlong. Lucky Coin did little to resist. Jerry closing late, but not enough to get to Spinning World. Spinning World was a world beater today.
Well, Spinning World was second behind the horse last year at Woodbine. Comes back now and avenges that for his 3rd win in a row by 2 lengths. Cash Asmussen in the irons. This is a crack European miler, loving the surface and loving that mile distance. The 4-year-old son of Nureyev wins the Mile Turf. Jerry, another Mott Paulson horse, as they're having a very, very nice day on Saturday, finishing second. Decorated Hero, a long shot, gets up there for the show money. Spinning World runs the flat mile in 1:32 and 3. The Juvenile, mile 16th, $1 million for our 2-year-old colts, and the honor to be the Winter Book favorite for this coming 1998 Kentucky Derby. Let's take a look. Again, Tom calls the Juvenile.
And they're off. In mid-pack, John Bill toward the outside. Grand Slam is there, and down toward the inside, Souvenir Copy. There goes Time Limit and Dawson's Legacy. And the field moves into the clubhouse turn, and it is Time Limit. Short lead. Dawson's Legacy on the outside. Favorite Trick just in behind them, running third. Grand Slam fourth. and Souvenir Copy is 5th. A break of 4. John Bill took a few awkward steps moving around the clubhouse turn, but now he's beginning to settle down. He's about 8 lengths from the lead. Double Honor is well out of it, and way behind the rest is Long Shot National Lure. The field moving up the backstretch, and they are moving right along here. Zipped a quarter in 22 and 3. Dawson's Legacy and Time Limit moving at an excruciating pace here. Favorite Trick not far behind this quick pace, and Grand Slam is right alongside him, and the Best of the West Souvenir Copy 5 lengths from the lead as the field hits the half-mile pole. 45 and 2/5 seconds for the half-mile. The rail opens up for Favorite Trick, and Pat Day sends him on through, and he seizes the lead as they round the far turn. Undefeated Favorite Trick in front. Time Limit trying to come back to him. Dawson's Legacy hanging tough on the outside 3rd. Souvenir Copy is called on for his run. He's 4th. He's only 3 lengths behind Favorite Trick. Then John Bill. Double Honor is making a belated bid. He switched to the outside. Grand Slam toiling, and the field turns for home. It is Favorite Trick, the leader, as they come to mid-stretch. Under a hand ride beneath Pat Day, Favorite Trick. Now he says go, and Favorite Trick responds in an instant. He opens up by 3.5 lengths. Dawson's Legacy, the Canadian, 2nd. Souvenir Copy 3rd. Here is an undefeated champion, Favorite Trick, and he ran like a champion today, winning by 5.
Well, going into the turn, and it was difficult to pick up with the split screen. We had John Bill being forced out and interfering with Grand Slam, clipping heels actually, and a catastrophic injury occurring there to Grand Slam. It's amazing this horse ran as far as he did before Gary Stevens pulled him up, just ripping off part of his left hind leg from the hock area down to the bone. And this horse's racing career is over, and they will be fortunate enough to be able to save him for any kind of stud duty. Very, very tragic occurrence there as they went into the turn. But the race, of course, went on in front of them, and it was Pat Burns' Favorite Trick. He rolled an 8. 8 starts, 8 trips to the winner's circle, and now, in some quarters, might be considered the 1997 Horse of the Year. What's your thought on that? Remember, we haven't had a 2-year-old get that honor since the Magnificent Secretariat back in 1972. So his Favorite Trick with a very workmanlike and professional 5.5 length score. Dawson's Legacy, the Canadian 2-year-old by Roanoke, gets 2nd. And then a maiden, folks, National Lure, gets the show money. Favorite Trick will now be this year's Kentucky, or the next year's Kentucky Derby favorite. And of course, he's an automatic throw-out, and it's just too bad. He's just a terrific horse, but as you know, the jinx. He's already been branded, and Pat Burns, it's laughable, but we've seen it in the previous 13 years, so you can just, he's dosage ineligible. He has everything going against him, and here he is, going to be our 2-year-old Eclipse champion, and even get some consideration for Horse of the Year, and he'll be next year's Kentucky Derby favorite and automatic throw-out. Oh, mercy. Favorite Trick. What a campaign, though, he has had in 1997. 8 starts, 8 wins. And how about trainer Pat Byrne, training both the juvenile filly champion and the juvenile colt champion, and between them having 14 starts, 13 wins with that 2nd we mentioned a little while ago to Countess Diana when she lost a shoe. Excellent job by trainer Pat Byrne with his 2-year-olds this year, and in many quarters he might get consideration for Trainer of the Year as well. All right, moving on to the next one was the 1.5 mile Breeders' Cup Turf. We up the purse now to $2 million in guaranteed monies. Again, we go up in the ounce booth and listen to Tom call the turf.
And they're off. An awkward beginning for Majorienne. Dance Design and Buck's Boy come out in stride, and Big Sky Chester's right there with them. Rajput moves up to join the early leaders on the outside, then Val's Prince. A break of 3 back to Borgia, followed by Chief Bearheart, who takes the position at the rail. Majorian moving past him now. Then flagged down Op Smile and Awad. At the back of the pack as Bucks Boy goes out there on the lead. He steps away by 2.5. Rajput now moves in to secure second position. Dance Design had to steady there just a bit. Now she's angled off the rail for a clear shot. Now the far outside of her is Val's Prince. They move by us for the first time. The opening quarter goes in 24 seconds flat. Bucks Boy moving right along here. He leads at a solid pace by 1.5 lengths. Rajput running second by 2. Val's Prince in close attendance to the pace on the outside. Dance Design is in hand, running in 4th. It's another 2.5 lengths back to Majorian and Big Sky Chester. The German filly Borgia is about 7 lengths from the lead as they move into the clubhouse turn. The half went in a strong 47 1/5 seconds. And then farther back it is flagged down. Canadian champion Chief Bearheart has only 2 horse beaten at this point, and that is stretch running Op Smile and Awad. Make their way into the backstretch. Bucks Boy has moved at a solid clip, 3/4 and 1:11 flat. And Rajput now moves to his flank second as they continue at the backstretch. Val's Prince running in 3rd. Dance Design still in with a chance, only 4 lengths from the lead in 4th position with a half mile to go. Then Majorian. Borgia's only 5.5 lengths from the lead, then flagged down Op Smile. Chief Bearheart is in behind. Horses still about 8 lengths from the lead. Big Sky Chester is retreating, and Awad, the field, moving into the far turn. It's still Bucks Boy, the 35-1 leader as they round the far turn. Rajput has been trying to get by Bucks Boy as they approach the top of the stretch. Here comes flag down a rallying 3rd, and Chief Bearheart finding his best stride is on the outside 4th. Val's Prince, Borgia right there in behind a wall of horses. At the top of the stretch, it is still Bucks Boy. Here comes flag down. Borgia trying to come on through, and Canada's Chief Bearheart charging on the outside. Flag down in between horses. Chief Bearheart and Borgia flying at the rail. Here's the line. Chief Bearheart has won.
Rolling down the center of the course, the Canadian champion, Chief Bearheart, 3/4 of a length to the good Jose Santos in the irons for trainer Mark Frosted, winning his 3rd in a row, 5th win out of his last 6 starts, and that one that wasn't a win was 2nd in the Stars and Stripes at Arlington. A true turf champion is Chief Bearheart, sent off at 2-1. Borgia, the German filly, runs a tremendous race here. Remember, she was 3rd in the Arc de Triomphe. She thought she could win it, just could not hold off Chief Bearheart. Leighton has to settle for 2nd. And then flag down with Jerry Bailey up replacing Jose Santos, who opted for Chief Bearheart. Very heady move by Jose, we must point out. Flag down runs a courageous race as well and gets the show money. But it is Chief Bearheart who now will get a major consideration to displacing Influent as perhaps the favorite for male turf honors on 1997. The 1.5 mile time, 2 minutes 23 and 4/6 seconds. And of course, to wrap up the festivities, the 1.25 mile, $4.4 million classic, and that .4, the money, of course, is from the Sonny Hine supplemental nomination that he had to put up to get Skipaway into the race. The money didn't go far. Oh, did it? Let's take a look. Here's Tom with the call of this year's classic.
Of the Breeders' Cup Classic, and they're off. It's Skipaway, and he came out in stride. Whiskey Wisdom is there. Honor Glide and Deputy Commander right up there, and those 4 scrimmaging for the lead. Traffic trouble early for Touch Gold. 4 of them moving into the clubhouse turn together. From the rail out, it's Skipaway, Honor Glide, Deputy Commander, Whiskey Wisdom hunt out there 4 wide. Tyke Blizzard in behind the lead, running in 4th. Then Savinio 5th, Barons wide into the turn 6th. Touch Gold is running in 7th, trying to take hold of the track here. He's about 7 or 8 lengths from the lead. It's a break of another 5 back to Dottie, who's coming from off the pace today, and they make their way into the backstretch. Deputy Commander and Honor Glide sharing the lead. The quarter in 22 2/5 seconds. Torrid pace early. Touch Gold's on the move. on the outside, and Skip Away looks to come on through and split horses. An early move by Skip Away to the front. Skip Away is the leader. The opening half mile in 46 1/5 seconds. It's Skip Away taking charge midway down the back stretch, and he strides away from Deputy Commander by 2.5 lengths. Whiskey Wisdom running third with the half mile to go. Touch Gold is fourth on the outside. Chris McCarron gives him a nudge, but in the meantime, Skip Away with a powerhouse performance here. He is pulling away on the turn to a 4.5 length lead. Deputy Commander is second by 4. Whiskey Wisdom running in third. Doughty is racing in fourth. Touch Gold not today. He's plummeting to the back of the pack. In the meantime, it is Skip Away in command of the Classic as they turn for home. A 4.5 length lead. Deputy Commander is in a complete full-out drive, but he's a non-threatening second. Whiskey Wisdom is third. Doughty is fourth. The others left in the powerful wake of an awesome performance in the Classic. It is Skip Away who crushed the opposition today. He wins by 5 1/2 lengths, and the final time was 1:59 flat.
Wow. In a powerhouse performance, Skip Away, is he that much better than this field? Evidently, 6 length score. Folks, we're used to seeing Breeders' Cup Classics in the ilk of Wild Again and Gate Dancer and Slew of Gold, or Ali Sheber and Ferdinand, or Easy Goer and Sunday Silence, or last year with Alphabet Soup, Louis XIV and Cigar, all those photo finishes. And look at this, a total blowout. Wasn't even close. Up the backside this race was over. Mike Smith, following the advice of trainer Sonny Hine, saying when this horse wants to run, you just let him go. No rating this guy. He'll tell you when he wants to run, and you just hang on. And that's all Mike did, was just steer this colt around the course here, and he rolls off by 6 lengths, and Sonny got his money back pretty quick. I'd say it was money well spent to get his wife Carolyn's horse into the Breeders' Cup. Deputy Commander runs on very nicely to be second, but is just no match. And then Doughty got moved up to third when Whiskey Wisdom ran like he was drinking his own name in the stretch. He had the blind staggers late and was DQ'd from third down to fourth. Big disappointments, of course. Touch Gold, that foot, they got to give that horse at least 2 or 3 months now and just let that foot and everything else that's been irritating him grow out and subside, because if he comes back as a 4-year-old, as we saw him in the Belmont Stakes, he could be one of the best handicap horses in the country next year, but he definitely needs the time to heal up. As far as Barron goes, good possibility that he just did not like the track surface at all after training here at Saratoga on a soft, deep track, going out there to that hard surface. Perhaps he just did not find the going to his liking, but he'll be around next year as a 4-year-old for sure. But the day is Skip Away, and he's coming back next year as a 5-year-old. Good for Sonny and Carolyn, and great for racing as he goes the 1.25 miles in a very snappy 1 minute, 59 seconds flat. Okay, there you have it, a look at the 1997 Breeders' Cup races. Hope you enjoyed them all. A terrific rendition of this year's Championship Day out at Hollywood Park. Now let's get into our notes department and take a look at where some of these horses will be seen next after their performances on Win or Lose on this past Saturday. The good news is all of the winners of the races, with the exception of Spinning World, will race on again in 1998. And Spinning World, of course, has been retired and will stand as a stallion in Ashford, Kentucky. But all the other 6 winners will compete again. Sonny Hines says that more than likely Skip Away's next start will be the Gulfstream Park Handicap. He'll probably skip the Don Handicap, and he hasn't ruled out the reappearance at Santa Anita in the Strug Series come next year, where Silver Charm and Free House and Deputy Commando are all pointing. Jim Bond very, very disappointed, and rightly so, over Barron's just a lackluster effort in the Classic. Has taken that guy back to Payson Park for the winter along with Cariel, and then he'll make plans from there. Touch Gold is going to get his long-deserved rest. He injured the foot yet again. This time they've just surgically removed all the bad area, taken the patch off, and will just let the foot grow out naturally, and he won't be put back into training until the hoof has completely grown back out. That could be somewhere into January or February, so don't look for Touch Gold to get back to the races until perhaps the spring or early summer of '98. But boy, when he does, a healthy Touch Gold could be one heck of a racehorse in '98, so they're finally doing right by him. Favorite Trick, of course, will be given a little freshening and then pointed for his 3-year-old campaign, as will Countess Diana. Janine Sahardi will run at Elmhurst at Santa Anita during the winter, so we're going to see a lot of the winners, I should say all of the winners except Spinning World, back in action. From the distaff, the retirees were Jewel Princess, Hidden Lake, and Clear Mandate, and Radu Cool. The others, Sharp Cat and Asina, will, of course, run on. In the turf, Flagdown will run on. Borgia will return to training. Nice 4-year-old filly. She'll be over in Europe. I hope to see her again. Chief Bearheart will run on, as we mentioned as well. So he's a bull. Also injured in the sprint. He underwent surgery, and it's going to be up to the owners. They inserted screws into his left fore. Be up to the owners as to when he recovers from the surgery, if he'll be put back into training or not. So some of the news on runners coming out of the Breeders' Cup. Now, looking ahead to this week's lineup of stake racing action as the racing world rolls on. Out at Hollywood Park, the Flawlessly on the grass for fillies and mares, and the Arcane on the main track for the older horses. Might see Larry the Legend going for 2 in a row in the Arcane. Back in New York, we got the Stuyvesant, and then the New York Stallions Series rolls on Sunday for our state-bred 2-year-old colts and 2-year-old fillies. Other races, we'll be looking at the Hawthorne Juvenile for 2-year-olds down in Florida, Francis Genter and Pete Axthelm. At Maryland, we'll look at the Stefanita Stakes. At the Meadowlands has a bunch of stake races for us if they fill. And at Churchill Downs, the Cardinal and the River Cities handicap will be run in Louisville. So there, a look at some of the upcoming races this weekend, and I believe that puts a cap on everything. We're just about plumb out of time here. I hope you enjoyed all of our coverage of the Breeders' Cup for this year. So, as always, stay tuned right here to your OTB TV radio network station, where you get the most complete coverage in thoroughbred racing. Till next week, Jack Wolfesita here. So long, everyone. Enjoy your weekend.